gross domestic product.
Yeah, and can you define
That is going to be like the overall
Trump took office? That's rose.
yeah,
The
goods
price
and
of that.
goods and services exchanged have diminished.
And why would you say why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is?
Yeah.
Because Donald Trump's disastrous tariff policy is harmful towards the GDP.
So you're saying that like ever since Trump took office, that's rose.
Yeah,
The price of that.
goods and services exchanged have diminished.
And why would you say why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is? Because Donald Trump's disastrous tariff policy is harmful towards the plenty of
That a little bit like how I guess we shouldn't have had to raise them that high to a little bit like how I guess we shouldn't have had to raise them that high to a certain extent. I could agree on that one. But on the home that like because I know it costed like 75 grand.
no.
How much was it? If I'm wrong,
It was a few Trump got in office. One, that's not because, since Biden was in office, that was not because of Biden, but I can acknowledge that.
So no, like it wasn't low like that. I didn't mean like that. Like I meant like your net like annual income, like your like yearly income has to be like you have to make 75 grand to like comfortably afford a home.
Oh, okay. So
Income like your like yearly income has to be like you have to make 75 grand.
that number
Are really high. They're at like 5.5, I think. I think, right?
do you know why interest rates went up?
Why?
Because of inflation.
Yeah.
Inflation has nothing to do with the Biden-Harris administration. It was something that was happening globally around the entire world, and that the federal to do with the Biden-Harris administration too, as they have and why did they not decrease it as much as they should have recently? Because Donald Trump is imposing tariffs that are inflationary.
Yeah.
So we would have seen a larger reduction office.
Yeah, so but like you said, you agreed with me on the part where you said that the prices of homes did go up, like but you said it wasn't due to Biden. Can you tell me what it was due to?
The inflation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened
Like the home
globally.
prices.
Yeah, because of inflation.
Can you tell me what it was due to?
Inflation that happened globally due to the pandemic, right? Affecting the productive inflation that happened globally due to the pandemic, right? Affecting the productive capacity of our economy. In businesses that has existed, plenty of businesses went under. Economy, especially globally, that affects supply chains around the entire world.
Yeah, and what's your thoughts on like
that she was the quote borders czar is
he was in charge of it though?
No, just total made up lie by Republicans. What authority she was given over the border was to go to a few Central American countries.
Yeah, so like hold on, I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say. So can we move? Can I move on to the second point?
Appreciate that the head mustache. Go for it.
So what are your thoughts on abortion?
By the way, for the people who are in the chat, just make sure to let people to know to go to YouTube. There's nothing really else I could do. But yeah, you were saying?
Abortion. What are your thoughts on abortion?
Yeah, I'm pro sentience, meaning that like I don't really have a value for a fetus until it's sentient, around 20 to 24 weeks in the womb.
Yeah. So like I know I can't say like the certain word, but like do you know like grap, grape?
Yeah. Like in those circumstances.
In that circumstance, if someone gets graped,
Circumstance. Circumstance.
So a woman, if you choose to have sex with a woman, we're ready or we're not ready. Like, we're not matured enough or not ready or ready or not.
Circumstance.
So a woman, and the man's action of choosing to do what they chose.
Okay. I understand that you keep saying that,
Yeah.
but like, do you think that masturbation is wrong?
No.
You're killing the single cell organisms, the sperm cells. They were living.
I mean, in an eye for eye, but I mean, it's still no.
You're killing the single cell organism.
With the woman, it could be with the woman though.
No, if someone had sex, that's normal sexual pleasure, right?
Yeah.
How is masturbation?
With the woman, it could be with the yeah.
What's the distinction that you provide?
You said what?
You're killing a single cell organism. What's the distinction?
Was a sentence last sentence?
What is the distinction that you provide under your own perspective? Plenty of people have differences in perspective. What's the distinction that you provide?
Yeah.
Difference is based upon the sentience, right, of a fetus compared to himself because it doesn't have sentience. What's your distinction? Because it sounds like you were saying cellular life.
Right? You said that.
Right, of a fetus too. Because it sounds like you were saying cellular life. Clearly alive. Why don't you value it? Why don't you fight for the rights of sperm cells?
Because you can't fight for that. It's that person's what they want to do. Like it's my choice if I want to do that.
My body, my choice.
No, for that, what I like for masturbation, that's your choice to do that.
Maybe same thing with abortion.
No, because they chose to have.
You chose to beat your shit.
Yeah, but that was like my sexual pleasure. So like
same thing with people engaging in sex. Dude.
Yeah, but that was like my sexual pleasure. So like
same thing with people engaging in sex, dude.
No, it's yeah, I understand that, but like that's where you use a condom.
Oh, okay, and you can still get pregnant even though someone used a condom.
And I was
they don't have 100% condom.
And I was
percent effective.
I mean, there could be like a little hole in it, maybe.
They don't have 100% effectiveness rates.
What do you mean by that?
Even with usage in insofar as that it's the correct usage, there still isn't not 100% effectiveness. Okay, so yes, you can still get pregnant even though you use a condom. Yes.
An abortion because you chose to do it the right way. But
okay, well then here's my question: why wouldn't everyone just claim that they used a condom? Do they have to provide receipt of the condom?
No. Oh, what do you mean? But like, why would they claim to use a condom? Like,
yeah,
I mean, but if they can't just. I mean, that's on them. Then they're lying. If it's on them.
Okay, so
I mean, I guess in that case they could get an abortion if it's on them. I mean, they're lying. It's on.
Okay, well, if all okay under your.
I mean, but they're lying. It's on.
Okay, well, the condom. Well, you know what's fucked. You know what's fucked. What do people say? Well, you know what's fucked. You know what's fucked. What do people say? What do they say if they can't use condoms? Are you just saying that they should be forced through pregnancy then?
I mean, what do you mean they can't use condoms? Why wouldn't somebody be able to use a condom? Why wouldn't they be able to use?
Like allergic to the stuff that they use in condoms.
What about him?
They might have stuff that goes around that. It's just an analogy.
So wait, wait, what did you say again? I was kind of like
Claiming someone that has a latex allergy.
a latex allergy. Okay, so what would you even want me to respond by that? Like, because you said that you don't even know if it could be true. So how would that even like make
All right,
relatively
you
sense?
don't have to respond. It's okay.
Okay.
How do you feel about mandatory vasectomies?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, just like how do you feel about that? How do you feel about like every young male is mandated to get a vasectomy? Every young male.
What's a vasectomy?
You don't know what a vasectomy is, bro?
Oh no, I probably just like don't have it in my mind right now.
You snip the kids.
You what?
You snip the kids. Okay.
What?
You don't know what a vasectomy is, bro?
Oh no, I probably just like don't have it in my mind right now.
You snip the kids.
You what?
You snip.
August. What are you so skeptical?
Jesus Christ. How old are you?
22.
What's your birth year?
I did online.
How old were you when you graduated?
Bro, what are these questions?
I'm
I did online.
how I clarify. How old were you when you graduated? How old?
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you being so skeptical?
I'm asking how old were you when you graduated?
Hold on, give me like can you give me a second?
Who?
What was it like? What was it like?
Jesus.
Bro, I can't even remember, bro. Off the top of my head, I can't even remember right
Keep
now.
trying. Keep trying.
All right, give me a second.
Keep trying. Keep trying.
All right.
Do you have to go to your calculator? No
Yeah.
way, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, dude. Just do the math.
Right
Keep
now.
trying. Keep trying.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, dude. Just do the math. Mostly, I'll YouTube mode. I would recommend to go over to YouTube.
Sounds good. I'll head over there too. So
I'll do this for a little bit longer, and then
sounds good. I'll head over there too. So
I'll do this for a little bit longer, and then I will just turn off. Let me go change the audio. Let me go change the audio. Sure. All right, perfect. you're granted the same legal protections, which leads to unjust treatment and tyranny. Like they're not granted the same. No, but under your view, they would be legally in the country because they're under your designated program. And even then, I don't think undocumented immigrants should be treated with less rights. And I don't think undocumented immigrants should be treated with less rights. Like, I don't think they should have like a lack of right to life. Like, I don't think they should have like a lack of. Okay, maybe you don't know what negative rights means. Referring to like the right to life, not like positive rights, such as ones that would mean like. Negative rights means referring to like the right to life, not like positive rights, such as ones that would mean like social services. They're, your headphones are luxury goods. So you would just say like people who are lower income should be illegal for them to buy designer. But, well, here's my question: you don't think like isn't that their choice? Vaccines should be mandated. My money, my choice. Are you okay? What about my money, my choice? What happened to that? No, it would not be better for us to have less dolls. The fact that they chose to buy it means they preferred it. Do you know how the market works? If you buy something, listen. They preferred it. Do you know how the market works? If you buy something, listen. Well, addiction throws off value. Because of addiction, you value it so much. Because of addiction, you value it so much. Okay, do you think gambling should be legal? Do you think that or do you think anything that involves addiction should be illegal? Okay, so then why should this why should this addictive thing be illegal? It should be illegal. Okay, so then why should this why should this addictive thing be illegal? Four meals is diabolical for me, at least. I don't eat very much. I was like, four is a lot of food, bro. So why don't you just create education so that people don't buy these things rather than just say force people? Why don't you just create education so that people don't buy these things rather than just say force people not? Okay, so there you go. But like, I don't. So it's not completely getting rid of things. How do you regulate it? Well, the way you regulate it is by the way that you regulate it, right? Is specifically by what's it called? Having you could have luxury good taxes, right? Those could be things that you have, but even then, right? Well, they wouldn't buy it because it would be more expensive. But that's one thing. But secondly, that's the only way that you could limit it. The way that you're referencing in terms of making it illegal does not limit things from being expensive and from people buying those expensive things. People will still buy those things under is the very issue in of itself that I think needs to be addressed. Addiction cannot just be regulated out of. Now you can from occurring with specific regulations. Getting rid goods does not fix people wasting their money on things that they could have otherwise better. Like, for example, what if they could have otherwise in poor families, right? So much on medical bills out of necessity, not out of choice wrong, but out of necessity, not out of choice, not out of something they did wrong, but out of necessity, out of some good necessity, out of some but here, everyone on TikTok, I'm gonna go home and I'm end the night for today. Thank you, everyone. I should be on tomorrow. Today. I probably